Hello, I'm Chevy Dodd from Portal Games, and today we're going to take a look at 11, our game that's currently on Game Found. It is a football manager board game. It is a very detailed management game that also involves a little bit of soccer, right? So at the start of the game, we all have 3 player boards in front of us. We have our stadium, we have our offices, and we have our pitch. And at the very first thing we need to do is hire our board of directors, which is going to come along and throw some wrenches in the mix every week that we have to deal with them. This is a drafting mechanism, so you'll pick board of directors that have influence that corresponds to the type of game that you want to play. In the game, there are 4 resource tracks. We have budget, fan base.
You want to start over?
No, it's okay. We have operations and fitness. And the board of directors that we choose are going to influence how many of those things we have. So we all start at 2, but for instance here, Richard Alvarez is going to give us an extra fan base, which is going to generate more resources for us each turn. Anna's going to give us some extra operations, and Coraline's going to cost us operations, but she's going to get us some fitness. At the start of each week, these tracks give you resources. So right now we have cubes on the Game Found page. You'll know that these are actually shaped as the resources depicted down here. And these resources are going to be used throughout the game for various options. For one, money. Money is going to be used to upgrade your stadium. At the start of the game, we have 2 stands and 2 ad boards, and that's about it. It's a pretty basic stadium. As the game goes on, we can add more things like more stands. We can add more ad space. We can upgrade our pitch. We can upgrade the lighting, and these things are going to give us all sorts of bonuses for resources, but also victory points. Money is also used to hire new staff and hire new players. So we have in this display, these are our these are our sponsors, and then our staff, and then our players. Staff and players cost cash, sponsors give cash. They're the good guys, right? And to buy from any of these displays, you can only purchase the right 3 things. So you have a little bit of future planning over here, but right now these are all available to us. So to hire a new staff, for instance, if I want to take Ronia, I'm going to pay €1, and she's going to give me some sort of immediate bonus, such as increasing my fan base by 1. And if I have another steward, which she is a steward, I could gain an additional fan right now when I take her. We have players. These players all represent some player on the field if we use them, and they all have a zone that they go in. So he's a defender. He's going to be back here on defense, which means I would have to move my defender token back here to the defensive zone. These also cost money, as you can see at the top left. Fans are converted into money because we like to put them in our stands. So at the end of each week, when we play our match, any fans in our stands are going to be worth cash. They're also used heavily to influence the directors, as well as some of the staff will give you bonuses for spending fans. Operations are used to take additional actions each week. There are 3 action days during the week, and as long as you have operations cubes, you can take an additional action each day, so up to 6 actions per week. And then fitness is what is used to activate our players. If we want to use these players at the end of the week, we have to spend a fitness to activate them. Additionally, these all start untrained. If we train our players, some players will have additional actions that you can use by spending more fitness on them. So giving you bonuses like scoring extra goals or gaining extra resources, that sort of thing. So as the game progresses, we're going to take 3 of these action rounds, then we're going to play a game. Actions are building out the stadium, hiring, taking on sponsors. For instance, here we have the Farmer John Cheese Company. Could be a sponsor, and there's 3 different ways they could sponsor us. They could be a mega fan sponsor. They just give us some cash. They can buy ad board space from us, or they can be our jersey sponsors. The ad board space and jersey sponsors may come with a bonus. If you take a sponsor as an ad board, you either get the money or you get whatever the bonus action is. If you take them as a jersey sponsor, you'll get the money and the bonus. You can only have 1 jersey sponsor each game. So if I take this as a jersey sponsor right now, that's it, no more. But I would immediately get that sweet cash. If I take them as an ad board sponsor, they're going to get tucked under the board and fill up one of my spots. So I can have up to 3 ad board sponsors per match or per game as long as I unlock that third ad board. So 3 action rounds. At the end of the week, we resolve a match. I'm allowed to position my players however I see fit, as long as they stay in their zones. But any players that I have that don't match any of my player cards, I can move them around. There is a restriction of 1 player per zone in each of the 3 wings, and then 2 in each of the middle. Resolving a match involves checking out the scouting report for who we're playing this week. It gives us a little bit of information about what kind of position they're going to play. For instance, this team is playing a 3-4-3. That will allow us to set up our offense and defense as we see fit. And then to resolve the match, we flip the card and we start comparing zones. I have an attacker versus his defender means I don't score a goal. A defender versus defender, no goal. Over here we have an attacker versus a defender, still yet no goal. So we keep going through the zones. We compare attackers versus defenders. Attackers have a strength, or defenders have a strength. We compare that to the numbers on the card. If we score goals, we start moving our score up, and whoever has the most goals wins. Awesome. That adjusts your position on the league chart. A win is worth 3 victory points. A tie is worth 1 victory point. So at the end of the week, we adjust this using dice for any teams that didn't play. And we do that 8 times. We go through the rounds. We see who wins the league at the end of the year. If you're playing solo, a lot of the solo missions will require you to have won, or to at least not be relegated by being in the last few positions of the league table. Yeah, and that's pretty much 11. Oh, I forgot to mention the board meeting. That's the most important part. So these board of directors also come with these dice charts. At the beginning of the week, you're going to have to deal with a decision that they're going to make by flipping over the, I don't want to do that one, flipping over the top card of the deck. So in this particular instance, our open day promises to be big success, but what should we do? What should we focus on? We're going to roll a d6 and let the board of directors decide. So I rolled a 3, which means that I have 1 vote for blue, 2 votes for blue, and 1 vote for yellow. So blue's going to win, and I consult the card for blue and just do whatever it says. So when you're drafting these guys, if you want to focus on money, you're going to want to take directors that have more money colored, the yellow colored dice. If you want to focus on fitness and team, you're going to want to pick the directors that have the blue dice. And if you want to focus on fans, you're going to pick the directors that have red dice. And that's hopefully going to give you a little bit more influence over what happens during the board meeting. Otherwise, just like the real world, you have to deal with whatever the board says. So that's 11, as quickly as I could possibly describe it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. All right, Meeple people, that's it. We're going to keep going around in Gen Con and experience all these games. But thank you, Portal, for showing us 11s.
Thank you so much.